Hello, Code Squad. Welcome to Code Depot. Today we will be looking into a powerful module made available to us by Kivy Python. It is the Kivy default settings. Kivy default settings cover various aspects of the application, including graphics, inputs, modules, and more. These settings are stored in a configuration file called kivy.ini, which is usually located in the user's home directory. You can modify this file to change the default settings according to your needs. Some of the examples of Kivy default settings include window size and position, graphics, backend, multi-touch input settings, and much more. There are many advantages of knowing about Kivy default settings. Mostly it is used on the administrative side, but still it is a very powerful module. So some of the advantages are customization. Understanding the default settings allows you to modify, tailor the behavior of the application for specific needs. Then there is performance optimization. By accessing and tweaking the default settings, you can optimize your application for better performance on various devices and platforms. Then debugging and troubleshooting. Familiarity with Kiwi's default settings helps you to diagnose and resolve issues that may arise during development. Then there is consistent user experience. By customizing Kiwi default settings, you can create a more consistent user experience across different devices and platforms. Improve maintainability. Understanding the default settings helps you write more maintainable code by reducing the reliance on implicit or hidden configurations. So let's dive in and create a Kiwi application through which we can access the settings of Kivy, that is default Kivy settings. So here is a normal project hierarchy. I have created a file which I've named as Kivy settings. First of all, we'll look into the config object. We can modify a Kivy settings from the backend through this object, which is a config object. We can specify specific settings for our Kivy applications. So this is how we do it. So for first example, we will input our Kivy settings into our Kivy application through a JSON file. So this is the JSON file that we have created, and our Kivy application will be integrated with it to import these settings. So this is the code for the application which will import its settings from the JSON file. Let's put in the exact file name. Which is custom settings kivy.json. And we have everything as per Kiwi's standards for running the application. So let's go through it once. Here we are importing all our necessary modules. Then we go to the main app class, and here we have a build function which specifies specific options for Kivy application, and then we return a layout. And then we have defined the functions for build config, which will be my application, which will get the JSON file. And then we have build settings. This function is used to define the file from which the settings have to be imported. And then we add a panel into our Kivy application, and then we take in the values for the change in the settings. So let's run it. Let's run this application. So I have received some errors here. I think we'll need to troubleshoot these errors. So I'm gonna run past it. But if you receive the same errors, or if you wanna look into it, you can slow down the video and just take a look at the troubleshooting.
Hello, Kyle. Wise one.
So finally, we can see that our application is running, and we are able to access the application's settings as well as Kivy default settings also. So basically, Kivy default settings is mostly for the administrative side. You won't really give it to the user, but it's a powerful module, and it helps you configure a lot of things into your Kivy application. So on the tab, if we this is a panel. If we go to the Kivy application, we can see all the Kivy settings here. So this is full screen. You can toggle it on or off. Then there is FPS, which is frames per second. Then there is mouse cursor. In cases of touchscreen applications, you don't really need mouse cursors. Then there is file logging. If you want to log your Kivy logs into a particular file. Then there is log level. You want to if you want to troubleshoot, you can put it to trace level or something. Then there is keyboard mode. This is very important when you have to configure a virtual keyboard. Comes very handy. So you can turn it on, and you can decide the keyboard that you want. You can close it. It is auto saved, so you don't need to save it or anything. So this is Kivy settings, default settings. So in this example, we got the settings from the JSON file. In the next example, now since we are since the this is an important module, and we may like to access it into some other ways. So in this example, we actually imported our Kivy settings from a JSON file. Let's look into how we can get it from inside the applications from Python code only, in case you don't want to use JSON file or dependencies. Here we create a file for our new example, which is importing using the Kivy settings from inside of the application using Python, only Python. So this is the most simple code for normal Kivy application. This is the settings app. We are actually I have edited the same code for which we have used for JSON file. It's just that now I am mentioning the panel and the settings. I'm calling the settings into a panel for Python itself, and then we go to the main class. And run our application. I think I'll have to troubleshoot the application a bit. I'm gonna run through it again. If you guys want, you can slow down the video and see it. So as you can see, we have been able to troubleshoot the application and get the settings into a panel, and this is only using Python. This is not using any JSON file. So if you want to do it that this way, you can do it this way also. If we go inside the file, it is almost the same settings. It's just that we have defined everything in Python as of now. These are the functions. We build the settings, and these are the functions which are used for buttons and everything. The settings panel has the configuration for itself, so we don't need to add buttons or anything for that. We just need to call it, and then we can use all these different options in Kivy default settings. So in order to learn and excel further, I would now challenge you guys to create a simple Kivy application, maybe just like the joke box which we created in previous videos, and add settings menu to it for default Kivy settings, and then modify it to create specific settings for your application. For example, like for the joke box, maybe create an option to select the category for the jokes that will be displayed on pressing the button. If you're looking for the code base for which is used in the video, please refer to the URL in the video description. You'll find the code base in a zip file there. With that said and done, I will sign off. Until the next time, keep it cool, Code Squad.